Alright guys, it's Ben from T-Rex Space Station. How's everyone doing? This is going to be an open community tag video, so please do chip in and send a video response in the comments below. Or if you don't feel like doing that, then just answer in the comments. It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts. One of the main reasons why a lot of us are on YouTube from a retro gaming community point of view is because of nostalgia. And I've been really getting into watching channels from people who've kept old VCR footage that they recorded from like the 90s and 2000s, and it just fills me with that nostalgic goodness. So I thought it'd be fun to ask 5 questions about not 5 questions, but one question, but 5 things that you miss from the 90s. And this might not just be things because they were specific to the 90s, it might just be that you were younger at that time and so therefore things were different from that point of view. Either way, I thought it would be interesting. So I've got a list of 5 things here. I think the first one I've put here is tracksuits, because I really miss the 90s tracksuits. I was saying to my wife I fancy getting myself like a proper Adidas tracksuit with the 3 stripes on it, and she was like, why would you do that? But I don't know, there's just something about that kind of style that people were rocking back then. I remember when I got my first pair of Adidas 3 stripes, it was incredible with the poppers down the sides, and everybody at school had those before me. And I remember I had some like much cheaper versions, like they were from Gola. They only had 2 stripes, and I just felt like I was the laughing stock of the school until I got in on that 3 stripe hustle. And I also had a red and green Kappa tracksuit. That thing was just the bomb. I miss that tracksuit so much. So yeah, I miss 90s tracksuits. I gotta say, I've got bad taste, but there's something about them just always takes me back there, Next one that I've put is mobile phones. I remember my Nokia 3210. That thing was an absolute brick. It was indestructible. It would just last forever on a single charge. And yeah, I checked, that phone came out towards the end of the 90s, so it still fits in there. And it did have some games on it. It had Snake on it, but kind of part of the reason why I bring up mobile phones is because I miss. Yeah, obviously they were great because you only had to charge them once every 2 weeks or whatever, but I kind of miss when mobile phones weren't quite so pervasive. Back in the day, it started out that not everybody had them, but then when everybody did have them, but they weren't kind of always on them all the time. You weren't staring at them. You usually had to pay 10p a text, and it took you ages to type it out. You didn't have WhatsApp and all that. You couldn't check the internet on them. I do kind of miss that time where people had more of attention. They were more kind of in the present. It's really easy to do it nowadays, that you sit down for a meal or you go out somewhere and, it's so easy just to pick up your phone and start looking at it. And sometimes I see that. I see like couples on a romantic dinner and like they're both looking at their phones. I'm like, guys, like, be present, enjoy each other's company. Like, you only get one life, I'm sick of it at concerts as well. Like, adding cameras to phones, I think, has just trashed humanity in so many really different bad ways. Like, the selfie should never exist. Recording concerts on your phone just shouldn't be a thing. We've kind of tried to capture everything now, and on a digital media, rather than just trying to live in the moment and experience it and capture it in here. Like, you've got a memory, How often do you go back through and look through your mobile phone photos? I don't know, maybe people do, but I miss mobile phones back in the day, because they were simpler and they were less demanding. And I swear that iPhones, they're so much more technologically advanced. There is no good reason why an iPhone battery needs to be dying. Pretty much every single iPhone I've had, the battery started dying after about 18 months. And they do that just to make you buy a new one. And it really annoys me. It's like, your technology has to be better than it ever used to be. And I get that, what you're doing on them is more demanding and stuff, but seriously, no, I'm not having it. Like, there's no reason why. This is programmed in essence to make me buy the next iPhone model, and I hate it, and I know what you're up to. Why am I pointing? I know what you're up to, Apple. Then number 3, this is kind of like a specific thing too, because I was a kid in the 90s, but I miss those kind of nights where you would just hang out, but with a fully empty schedule of time. You go to your best friend's house and you hang out properly, like it's 6 hours or 8 hours, you have tea together, you play games all evening, maybe you watch 3 or 4 movies, you eat popcorn, you drink loads of Coke. Sometimes you don't play the games together, you just watch your friend playing the games. I really miss that. I miss that kind of 90s fun that I used to have. And as you get older, that happens less and less, I think. Especially nowadays with the lockdown, it's made it even worse. But you know, when you're in your 30s, people have got jobs, they got kids, they got relationships, and all of that stuff takes energy and attention. And you kind of got to book people in now. You know, I don't want to book friendship in. I just want to turn up at your house with massive 2 liters of Diet Coke and some junk food, and I want to watch all the Star Trek movies in a row and play Super Hang-On. You know, I just wish that life was simpler sometimes. But like, I'm happy with booking friendship. Like, you know, I still would like to do that stuff, and that's why I'm on YouTube, because I can sometimes get that same feeling of watching a friend playing games on here. And I do have a few, like 3 or 4 good mates that I meet up with online and play online games, but I just want someone to hang out with me all evening and play games. That's just what I want. I know that I'm 33, but I just, you know, you never get that feeling again. And there's something about, I can still see it, you know, when the room gets dark, and with the old CRT tellies and the kind of blue glow that they had to the room, and the Mega Drive with its little red light on it. Like, those were the evenings, man. They really were. So yeah, I miss 90s hangouts because they were just the best. Number 4 is mixtapes. Oh man, the mixtape. So I just think, when you wanted to send someone a mixtape, like the effort and the love that you were putting into that was just unheard of. Like, you know, sometimes you'd have to do stuff like record, you know, you'd record from multiple different CDs and try and stop the tape at the exact moment, or you'd record tunes from the radio. And again, that involved a lot of care and attention. And when someone gave you a mixtape, it was like, thanks. Like, I know that this took you probably several hours. You know, sometimes I had to play through the whole duration of the track with it recording. Like, you weren't doing that quickly. And I missed the mixtape. Maybe I should start making mixtapes again. I need to get myself a cassette player. I just loved the whole thing of it. I loved it when the cassette messed up and you had to put the pencil in it and all of that. Yeah, mixtapes were amazing. And like, that was probably a lot of how I got into heavy metal, was people making me mixtapes. I remember one of my friends lent me a cassette tape with System of a Down's first album on it, and I thought it was absolutely incredible. I remember blasting it, and it was like, whoa, what is this? People used to do it all the time, and yeah, I used to put all sorts of things on there. Dance music, you know, those kind of cheesy Ibiza anthems things that people used to listen to back in the day. And 90s dance music is really like up there, honestly. Like, it just takes me back somewhere. I think it's incredible. And then my last thing is Mega Drive games in the shops / new Mega Drive games. I just love it. I love the big chunky cases, and if you go to Woolworths, they had like security boxes on them that made them even more chunky. And just seeing those games, like seeing Ristar. I remember getting Ristar from Macro, this place that my mum and dad used to take me to. I miss Mega Drive games being on the shelves. I loved it, and I wish I could just go back there and find a big basket of Mega Drive games and go dive headfirst into them like I did when I was like 10. But one good thing is that people are bringing out Mega Drive games still. Like, I got Tanglewood, and I got that other shooty one that came out recently, which the name evades me now. It's awesome. That is like the best thing. It takes me back somewhere amazing. So I'm so glad that people have done that. It's just incredible. And so please do keep releasing new Mega Drive games, because it makes the big kid in me really happy. So those are my 5 things that I miss about the 90s, guys. I'd love to hear your own responses. Take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.